My fiancé cheated on me right before our wedding, then tried to make me believe it was my fault. I never thought I'd be one of those women writing about betrayal on Reddit. I used to scroll through stories about cheating, heartbreak, and gaslighting, and think, I'd never let that happen to me. But here I am, a week before what should have been my wedding day, staring at a box filled with torn invitations, wilted flowers, and a ring that now feels like a cruel joke. My name's Emily. I'm 29. I met Daniel 5 years ago at a friend's engagement party. Funny enough, he was the best man that night. We clicked immediately. He was charming, quick-witted, and had that confidence that makes you feel safe, like you can trust him with anything. For a while, I truly believed I could. We moved in together after a year, adopted a cat named Luna, and started planning a future that felt like a fairy tale. Or at least, I thought it was. The perfect engagement, that wasn't. Daniel proposed on a snowy evening last December. We were walking downtown after dinner, lights glowing all around, people smiling, music playing, like something out of a Hallmark movie. He stopped under the big Christmas tree, pulled out a ring, and said, "You're the only person I've ever wanted to wake up next to for the rest of my life." I cried, said yes, and hugged him so tight that I thought I'd never let go. My mom cried when she found out. His parents called me the best thing that ever happened to him. Our friends toasted to us all night. It felt right, too right, maybe. Because when something feels that perfect, you never expect it to rot underneath. The first signs. It started small, little things you brush off because love makes you blind. He began staying late at work more often. "Big project, babe," he'd say, kissing me on the forehead. I didn't question it. He worked in finance, and deadlines could be brutal. But soon, it wasn't just once or twice a week. It was every night. Then there was his phone. He used to leave it anywhere: kitchen counter, bedside table, couch. But after the engagement, he started carrying it everywhere, even to the bathroom. If I asked to see a photo we took together, he'd suddenly need to check an email first. It was subtle, but it felt off. One night, around 2 a.m., I woke up to find him standing by the window, phone in hand, whispering. I pretended to be asleep, heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. He ended the call quietly and slipped back into bed. When I asked him about it the next morning, he smiled and said, "You were dreaming, babe. You must have imagined it." That should have been the first real red flag, the way he made me question my own memory. But I loved him. And love, as I've learned, is the perfect mask for manipulation. The bachelorette weekend. My bridesmaids, bless them, planned a small weekend trip for me 2 weeks before the wedding. We rented a cabin near a lake, spent the weekend drinking wine, laughing, and pretending adulthood wasn't exhausting. It was everything I needed, until it wasn't. On the second night, my friend Hannah got a message from her boyfriend. She went pale. She said softly. "I think you need to see this." She handed me her phone. It was a screenshot, from a friend of a friend, showing Daniel at a bar with another woman. They were holding hands. His hand was on her thigh. He wasn't just out, he looked comfortable. The timestamp? Friday night. The same night he texted me, "Going to bed early, big day tomorrow at work. Love you." At first, I refused to believe it. It could be old, I said. Or someone who looks like him. But Hannah's friend swore it was taken that night, and the bar was 5 minutes from our apartment. I felt something inside me crack, like a thin glass shattering under pressure. The confrontation. When I came home Sunday night, Daniel was watching TV like nothing had happened. He smiled, kissed my cheek, asked if I had fun. I stared at him and asked, "Who's she?" He froze. "What are you talking about?" "The woman from Friday night. The one at the bar." His face twisted, not into guilt, but offense. "Are you seriously accusing me of cheating?" he snapped. "Because someone sent you a picture?" I told him I'd seen the photo. He laughed, actually laughed. That's not even me, Jesus. You're paranoid. The worst part? For a moment, I believed him. That's how deep I was in denial. How much I wanted my world to stay whole. But then I noticed something, a small detail that shattered the illusion completely. The shirt he wore in the photo. It was the exact same one hanging over our dining chair, still unwashed from that night. The lies unravel. When I showed him the shirt, his tone shifted instantly. Fine, he said, yeah, I was there. But it wasn't what it looked like. She's just a coworker. We were talking about the project. You're blowing this out of proportion. At a bar? Holding hands? He sighed dramatically. She was upset. I was comforting her. You always twist things, You're so emotional lately. Maybe it's the wedding stress. That's when it hit me, he wasn't defending himself. He was deflecting. Every sentence was designed to make me question my reality. When I didn't back down, he changed tactics again, anger. You're ruining everything. Do you want to call off the wedding over some photo? Over nothing? Over nothing. That phrase stayed with me. Like a poison. The truth comes out. 2 days later, I got a message from an unknown number. Hey, I think you deserve to know the truth. I didn't know he was engaged. I'm so sorry. It was her. The woman from the photo. Her name was Clara. She was Daniel's coworker. They'd been seeing each other for almost 3 months. He told her he was single, that I was just his clingy ex who couldn't move out. She sent screenshots of their texts. Him telling her she was beautiful. Making plans for a weekend getaway after things settle. And the worst, one from the same night I was at my bridal shower. I wish I was with you instead. I read every message with my hands shaking so badly I could barely hold my phone. The fallout. When I confronted him again, he didn't even try to deny it this time. Instead, he sat down, rubbed his temples, and said, "Look, I made a mistake, okay? But you've been so distant lately. Always stressed, always nagging me about the wedding. I didn't even feel like you cared about us anymore." He was blaming me. I remember laughing, this bitter, hollow sound I didn't recognize as my own voice. You cheated on me because I was planning our wedding? I said. He stood up, grabbed my shoulders, and said, "You don't understand, Emily. You pushed me away. I don't know what broke first, my heart, or my illusion of who he was. Maybe both." The aftermath. I called off the wedding. My family was devastated. His family begged me to reconsider, said boys make mistakes. His mother even told me, "He still loves you, dear. Don't throw away 5 years." 5 years. That's what everyone kept saying, like time spent was a debt I had to keep paying, even when the cost was my self-respect. Daniel didn't give up right away. He showed up at my door with flowers, letters, even an apology video. He said he'd learned his lesson, that it was a moment of weakness. He tried to spin it as if I'd abandoned him in his lowest point. For a while, I felt guilty. Like maybe I was overreacting. Maybe I could forgive him. But then I realized, if I forgave him, I'd be telling myself that my pain didn't matter. That loyalty was optional, and love was supposed to hurt. The message I needed. A month later, Clara messaged me again. She said Daniel had contacted her after I ended things, telling her I was the reason we broke up, that I never trusted him. She blocked him, too. We ended up talking for hours. 2 women, both lied to by the same man, both healing from the same wound. She told me, "You're not crazy, and you're not to blame." That sentence healed something in me that I didn't realize was broken. Moving forward. It's been 8 months now. The wedding venue refunded half the deposit. The dress is still in my closet, I couldn't bring myself to sell it yet. I'm in therapy, rebuilding, learning how to stop apologizing for other people's choices. Daniel? From what I've heard, he's already dating someone new. Part of me wants to warn her. But another part knows, some lessons you can only learn when the mask falls off yourself. If you take anything from my story, take this. When someone cheats and tries to make you feel crazy for noticing, walk away. You can rebuild trust. You can rebuild finances. But you can't rebuild your self-worth if you keep handing it to someone who doesn't deserve it. Update, 1 year later. I didn't plan on updating this, but I know people wonder what happens after the storm. I moved to a new city. Got promoted. Started running again, something Daniel always said was a waste of time. And a few weeks ago, I met someone. Not in a whirlwind, not with fireworks, just quiet, steady kindness. The kind that feels real. When I told him what happened, he said something that made me cry. You didn't lose love, Emily. You lost manipulation. And for the first time since that night, I believed it. A year later, my ex-fiancé came back pretending to change, but he wanted to ruin my life. It's been a year since I called off my wedding. A year since I boxed up the dress, returned the ring, and deleted every photo of Daniel. I thought I was done with him. I thought he was gone. But some people don't let go, not because they love you, but because they can't stand losing control. Starting over. After moving to a new city, I rebuilt my life. I found a small apartment, joined a running group, and started therapy. For the first time in years, I felt safe. Then I met Adam, a kind, grounded man who made me laugh and, slowly, helped me trust again. We were careful. Slow. Real. 4 months, everything felt peaceful. The first messages. Then the messages started. Hey Em, can we talk? I've been thinking about you. Unknown number. Unknown email. Daniel. I ignored them. Deleted everything. But a small part of me froze every time I saw my phone light up. The encounter. I ran into him at a farmer's market. He looked thinner, older, and tried the same old charm. Wow, you look amazing. I froze. Adam stepped in. Daniel smirked, so this is the new guy? Guess you moved on fast. He wasn't here to reconcile, he was here to provoke. Harassment escalates. Within days, mutual friends messaged me with strange questions. Social media posts painted me as the villain, suggesting I cheated before our wedding. Then someone vandalized Adam's car with a threatening note. You can have her, but you'll regret it. I filed police reports, installed security cameras, and changed my address. Daniel's obsession was turning dangerous. The breaking point. One night, I received a letter, a photo of me and Adam, taken from a distance, with a note. You replaced me, but you'll never forget me. I called the police again. The investigation revealed dozens of photos and messages he'd sent Clara, proving he was dangerous and obsessive. He was arrested, given a restraining order, and finally removed from my life. Healing again. After the trial, I slowly reclaimed my peace. Adam stayed by my side, patient and kind. We adopted a second cat, planted flowers, and built a life together. For the first time, love didn't scare me. It was safe, quiet, and real. Daniel once told me, "You'll never find someone who loves you like I do." Now I know he was wrong. Because real love doesn't hurt, doesn't control, and doesn't try to destroy your peace. He tried to come back again, but this time I was in control. It's been almost 3 years since I called off my wedding. 3 years since I first discovered Daniel's betrayal, and nearly 2 since he was arrested and banned from contacting me. I thought I'd finally left all of that behind. That the nightmares, the fear, the anxiety, the paranoia, they were all behind me. And for the most part, they were. I had Adam. A stable, kind, patient man who never tried to control me, never questioned my feelings, never made me doubt myself. My life was quiet, even joyful. I had a small home by the river, Luna, and our second cat, Max, running through the rooms, plants on the windowsills, a little garden in the backyard. My career was finally taking off, and I'd even started mentoring younger women in my field, helping them set boundaries and recognize toxic relationships before they spiraled out of control. I thought I was untouchable. I thought I was safe. Then Daniel decided to remind me that some people never learn boundaries. The first sign. It started subtly. A card in my mailbox with no return address, containing nothing but a single phrase written in his handwriting. "You can't erase me." I nearly dropped it. My heart raced, my palms sweated, but I didn't panic. I folded it calmly and showed Adam. "We're calling the police immediately," he said. And we did. They noted it, but there was nothing actionable, yet. I went on with my day, meetings, therapy, trying to maintain the calm I had fought so hard to build. The phone calls. A few days later, my phone rang. Unknown number. "Emily," Daniel's voice said. "It's me. I need to talk. Please." I didn't respond. Then came the texts, dozens of them over the next week. "I've changed. I was young, stupid, I was wrong. You don't understand what I went through. Please, just one meeting. One chance to explain." I saved all of them, calmly documenting everything. For the first time, instead of panicking, I felt steady. I knew exactly what he was trying to do: guilt me into contact, make me feel responsible, and pull me back into his chaotic orbit. But I was no longer the naive, scared woman he had once manipulated. The confrontation. Then it escalated. One evening, Adam and I were walking home from dinner when a car followed us slowly down the street. I recognized the silhouette instantly. "Daniel." "Stay calm," Adam whispered, gripping my hand. "We call the police. Don't engage." But Daniel had parked up ahead, stepping out of the car like nothing had changed. He approached, hands raised like a peacemaker. "Emily, please," he said. "I've realized everything. I need to tell you I'm truly sorry. I can't live without you. Just 5 minutes, that's all I ask." I didn't flinch. I looked at him coldly. "You're trespassing," I said. "You're violating a restraining order. Step back. Or I call the police." He smirked, the same old arrogance. "Come on, Emily. You loved me once. You can still love me. Don't act like you don't feel anything." I felt nothing but clarity. "Daniel, I don't owe you anything. You're done with me. You were done with me the moment you decided to cheat, lie, and manipulate. Now leave." Legal finality. We called the police immediately. Within minutes, they arrived and arrested him for violating the restraining order. This time, there was no leniency. He had a history now: documented harassment, break-ins, threats. The court didn't just give him another restraining order, they added probation and mandated intensive therapy, plus no contact for 5 more years. Finally, after 3 years, the legal system had recognized the danger he posed. I wasn't just a woman scorned or a heartbroken ex, I was a survivor who had fought and protected herself, and the law acknowledged it. The emotional victory. After he was taken away, Adam held me in our living room. Luna jumped onto my lap, purring, Max chasing her tail nearby. I realized I could finally breathe. I could finally stop looking over my shoulder. I didn't cry from fear anymore. I cried from relief. Relief that I had stayed strong. Relief that I had protected myself. Relief that I could finally live free. And in that moment, I made a vow. Never again would I let someone dictate my peace. Never again would I apologize for protecting myself. New beginnings. Life slowly returned to a serene normalcy. Adam and I traveled, small trips at first, then longer ones. We started a garden in our backyard. I adopted another cat for fun, a mischievous little tabby named Milo. I threw myself into work and mentoring, helping women identify red flags, set boundaries, and rebuild self-worth after toxic relationships. I didn't need closure from Daniel. I had closure from myself. Every morning, I woke up, made coffee, watched the sun hit the river, and smiled, truly smiled, because I was safe, I was loved, and I was free. A final reflection. Looking back, I realized the most powerful lesson wasn't about betrayal or loss. It wasn't about Daniel, his manipulation, or his obsession. The lesson was about me. About recognizing my own value, standing my ground, and refusing to let anyone diminish my life or happiness. Daniel tried to steal my peace 3 times. 3 times he tried to manipulate me, guilt me, terrify me, or erase my life. 3 times he failed. And I finally realized, the only person who could ever control my happiness was me. Finally free and stronger. 3 years after calling off my wedding, Daniel tried to return, claiming he had changed. He sent messages, showed up uninvited, and even violated restraining orders. But this time I didn't panic. I stayed calm, documented everything, and involved the police. Each threat, each message, each attempt to manipulate me only reinforced that I was stronger now. The court finally recognized the danger he posed. He was arrested, faced legal consequences, and was banned from contacting me for years. For the first time, I felt completely safe. The fear, the anxiety, the nightmares, they slowly began to fade. Now, I live quietly with Adam, who has been patient, kind, and unwavering. We built a life full of small joys, our cats, our garden, quiet nights together, and laughter that fills the rooms. I returned to work, focused on my career, and even started mentoring other women on recognizing toxic relationships and standing up for themselves. I've realized that real love doesn't hurt, doesn't control, and doesn't make you doubt your own worth. I no longer feel the shadow of Daniel's betrayal looming over me. I'm free, stronger than ever, and finally happy on my own terms, and that is the victory I'll always carry with me.